Hello, welcome back. This is going to be my Photoshop skills extension task documentation. So we're doing a face swap and adding glasses and tattoos of our choice with these tools that I've written below. So let's get started immediately. So we will begin by using a lasso tool and going around this character's head. And we will command J, his name is Zack. And then we will be doing the same to this guy called Mr. Belby from Saved by the Bell. It's a television series, I assume. So now by clicking on the layers, we can move the faces closer. So we will start with Zack first. We shall begin transforming horizontal, and we will free transform it so that their faces are aligned more likely in preparation for the facial swap. So here you can see I'm just trying it out. There's a feature available where you can make Zack's face less opaque so that you can align Mr. Belby's and Zack's face first instead of me doing it in a more old style of just... So here's the eraser. I'm gonna just cut away most of his hair because his face is going to be joined together in a more hairless area like the forehead. So we need to cut out this unnecessary blue part, which is part of somebody else's clothes. And yeah, we just want to make sure that most of his facial features are still defined. His chin, his cheeks, we want to keep that in. And then we're just gonna go around his face and carefully cut out his hair so that it doesn't clash with Mr. Belby's forehead. So we make our brush smaller. And actually, let's just cut out his entire ear because we're just going to join his face. We don't want to replace Mr. Belby's ears. Free transform, again, closer. And it is aligned to what we want his facial features to be at. We use our eraser, remove all those leftover remnants from the previous one. And just clean it up a little bit more. Make sure that his face is exactly where we want it to before we begin our blurring together. So we use our healing brush. We want a low hardness so it doesn't contrast too much. And option click, and we just go around trying to blend in Zack's more yellow skin tone with Mr. Belby's more pink skin tone. Yeah, so we have a brush tool, clone stamp, gradient, blur. Yes, let's try blur. We're gonna try to blur the pink and the yellow until it's sort of together. But I don't think it's working. Let's try a little stronger with a harder brush type. You can see his forehead, it still has that remnant pink things which clash really horribly with Zack's more yellow skin tone. And clone stamp, we're gonna just try to oh, that's not good, that's not good. You can see it's too much of a contrast and it doesn't look natural, so we can't have that. Let's try another brush type. We're just gonna use the eraser and just try to make it seem to blend in the skin tones before it even reaches part. And the clone stamp is here, trying to do the exact same thing. So I'm rotating between using the clone stamp, the healing brush, and the blur to try to get that nice gradient between the skin tones so it looks more natural in this facial swap. And from a distance it looks not that bad, except there's this like one mark across. It's quite a distinct line between the two skin tones, so we're just going to try to cover it up again in a more harsh way. We're just going to try to completely get rid of all the pink undertones. So yeah, but then we need to get rid of the hair as well, and then the hairline isn't quite natural at this point. It looks really fake now. Healing brush? No, that doesn't work. Let's see. Yes, it does look quite good. So we're just gonna move on to Mr. Belby in the body of Zack. We're gonna do the same thing. Flip horizontal, use the free transform to make his face bigger so that his features align with the shape of Zach's face size, and then we're gonna align them, make sure the forehead to the chin is around the same size. And then we are back to our eraser tool. We want to cut out the pink background, we want to cut out his clothes, we want to cut out his hair, and yeah. And probably his ear as well. You probably won't need ears when you're attaching yourself to somebody else's forehead. Yes, slowly, carefully free transform. We make sure that the foreheads are aligned. We want to make sure that the foreheads aren't too big either. If not, it just becomes even more unnatural. Proportions are an important part when doing a facial swap. So use the eraser and just get rid of all of that leftover things. And yeah. So you can see that Mr. Belby has a double chin. So you want to get rid of the shadows beneath his double chin because Zach does not have a double chin. So his face is very smooth and we want his chin to have that glow as well to show that it is still a more youthful, in a way, with quotation marks, youthful face. Adjust his face again. Healing brush. We want to try to get rid of the lines and the shadows that they cast from Mr. Belby's face to the more youthful version. Yes, now he has a strangely strong jawline, but that can be excused. So we want to give Zach a more pink forehead now, because now Mr. Belby has replaced him. More pink. And yeah, since Zach has a much more defined hairline, it is easier than what we did with Mr. Belby just now. We use our clone stamp and try to quickly just go over it. Make sure the blend of colors is good. As you can see, me just dotting everywhere. Remove the shadows of his lines so it looks more natural. And yeah, the marks on his chin can be attributed to some sort of skin condition. Maybe he has combination skin, that's why his chin is kind of weird. We use the blur tool and yeah, that looks not that bad, it looks passable. So now we're gonna do the tattoo. We have chosen the burger from a previous assignment, and yeah, you can see that the rectangular Marquee 2000 doesn't always work all that well, because you can see at the bottom right, he has taken up the fries as well, and we don't want fries in our tattoo. So we just do a smaller one, Command J, and we label it Burger Tat. Copy, we go back to our thing, and paste. So we're gonna, oh, that's a disturbing image. If you saw it just now, Mr. Belby's face, Zach's face just got attached to a burger bun. So we're gonna zoom in, it's a very delicate work. Free transform. Yes, we need to make sure it aligns more with the angle and shape of his arm. So as you can see, most of the things don't really work at this point of time besides the side panel ones. You can see it's too stark against his skin, so we have to just make do in sort of way. So we make it a bit less opaque. Yeah, so it looks more natural against his skin. And we'll free transform again because his arm is tilted quite strangely. Does that look possible? Let's see the brief. Do we have anything else we need to do? Yes, the button. Remove the brass button. So we will be using the clone stamp tool and option click. And it's not okay. We were on the wrong layer. So let's just. Okay, so that's a bit too dark. So we're gonna do closer to the button and. Yes, smoothly, seamlessly, the button is gone. And then we need to crop our image to a 5:7, but that's not the correct 5:7, so let's just change it a bit. Yes, that's more natural. Yes, okay, click enter, and then we have our cropped image. We need a resolution of 300. so I can't really find it at this point, so let's just go to... Oh, okay, it's done. It's already at 300. That's very good. Give AC Slater a pair of sunglasses. I have no idea who AC Slater is, so I'm just going to pick any random glasses. I like this style of glasses, so... but I'm screen recording at this moment, so I can't screenshot while having a screen recording as well. I'm trying to download it, but it doesn't seem to be working. Anyway, okay, so I stopped the video and it's a new video. Okay, so we have our glasses, and we're going to use the free transform to shrink it down to a normal size. I think I'm gonna give it to the last guy at the corner. Okay, so we are gonna use a eraser tool very heavily at this point. So just get rid of all those background. Just carefully go over the edges and get rid of the white spots. I'm pretty sure there's a more direct way to do it, but I'm not sure at this point of time. So this is the method that I will be doing. Highly inefficient, highly not recommended, but this is what I have done. Honestly, this is weirdly therapeutic. Okay, we're nearly there, Okay, just this last lens. Okay, we are done. We have our clean glasses now. So we will be using a free transform again to shrink it to this guy's face. And just put it there. Does it look natural? No. It looks a bit too high up. So we're gonna try to make sure that it touches the bridge of his nose. Does it look okay? Yes, it does. So this is my final work. Thanks for watching.